Huge meeting taking place and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Touching on the status of Natalya with WWE after her re-signing with the promotion, Ringside News wrote that despite speculation that she might not sign a new deal with WWE, she recently did. However, it appears she still isn't back on the road yet. Natalya was expected to get considerable offers outside of WWE should she not re-sign. It was then reported that the Queen of Hearts signed a multi-year deal with the company very recently. Fightful Select has reported that Natalya has not yet resumed traveling with WWE. She has been absent from WWE programming since her victory over Izzy Dame at the June 4th NXT taping, and has not appeared on the main roster since her loss to Kiana James on June 3rd. It is currently unclear when WWE plans to reintroduce Natalya to either Monday Night Raw or NXT. It was also reported that WWE offered a big money contract to Natalya in order to keep her from the free agent market. Recalling the time he portrayed Kane on WWE programming, The Undertaker noted on his 6 Feet Under podcast, "I don't know whose idea it was, but it was genius. It's funny because you think you know these people all the time, but when you have to emulate them, their mannerisms and everything, it becomes kind of pressure-filled to sell it without tipping anyone off. When we did that, I think Kane was probably like 25 pounds heavier than I was. So I was like, oh man, I'm going to look like anorexic Kane in this suit, but both times it came off without a hitch, nobody had a clue, and just one of those iconic moments." Talking about a potential return to WWE, Hall of Famer Kurt Angle said this on his podcast: "I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but what I consider managing, yeah, it would have to be the right thing. It would have to be the right deal, the right program. Not only that, but the money has to be right. I will tell you this, I feel a little badly about this, but a few years ago, WWE wanted me to manage Matt Riddle. I was into it. I was like, okay, we could have some great vignettes. I think we would have had great chemistry, but it didn't happen, unfortunately, because they didn't offer me the right amount of money. The money they offered me was really not good. Not to say anything bad about the company, but it was like, okay, that was kind of a kick to the nuts kind of an offer." Recalling an incident where a fan camera showed off a Klansman during the Thunderdome era on Raw in August of 2020, Mason Madden said this to Fightful: "My favorite Retribution story is, so in the Thunderdome we used to do a lot of movie magic. Retribution hid in all sorts of places. So one of the places we hid was in the crowd amongst the TV screens. In one of the times we were going to do a run-in, someone had hacked one of the TV screens and there was a video of a Ku Klux Klan rally that was on the TV. It was right in front of me and I was like spooked because I was like, are they coming? Are they here? Is that the run-in? Am I being set up right now? Not really a Retribution story, more of a Ku Klux Klan story." Heaping praise on Bryan Danielson, who is set to see his contract with AEW expire this year, world champion for the promotion Swerve Strickland told Sports Illustrated, "Bryan's not just experienced, he's the greatest of all time. That's who I'm going up against, a first ballot Hall of Famer. I've never faced anyone like him, but he's never faced anyone like me." Mentioning his desire to face WWE United States Champion Logan Paul, Finn Balor said this to IGN: "I'm very curious to get in there and test myself against everyone, and someone who I haven't been in there with is Logan Paul. I'll be very curious to see what he's all about. I'm into the hype. I respect what he's done so far, and I would like to test him in the ring." Explaining how she felt during her time in WWE as the Divas champion, Caitlyn told Developmentally Speaking, "Towards the end of my title run, having the title, this is like the same thing with competing. It didn't fulfill me in the way I had hoped for it to fulfill me. I was seeking something just like I was seeking that if winning in bodybuilding would give me this feeling. It was that same thing. Will having a title give me this feeling of self-acceptance, love for myself, feeling actual success? It did in ways, but it wasn't that deep feeling I was looking for, so I got really depressed from that. If not this, then what? What is it that I'm looking for? What is it that is going to fulfill this aspect of me that's empty or unfulfilled?" That was kind of like an awakening for me. All of this glitz and glam and TV and making more money and getting the title and getting respect, it didn't give me that feeling of satisfaction I wanted, and that felt sad. It made me feel sad, it made me feel depressed, and I began to think of other things like, what do I want to do with my life if not this? Then realizing that I really didn't want to have a lifestyle of living on the road like that. For me, it was cool for a period, but I didn't want to do it for 10 years, 15 years, or more, and that wasn't necessarily the route that I wanted. I started to have a lot of inner conflict, and my body was expressing that. I was gaining weight again. I felt like I didn't have control over the way my skin looked. My outer appearance was really expressing what was going on internally, that internal struggle, and so eventually I asked for my release. It was funny, I had the title during WrestleMania 29, but I didn't have a spot on the show at all. Nothing. I was just like, man, I have the women's title and I don't even have a spot on WrestleMania in any capacity. They were launching Total Divas 2 that day. I didn't like it. It wasn't like I was hating on the girls that were a part of it for whatever reason. I wasn't a part of Total Divas. I was starting to see that I didn't really align or fit in the whole world of this, and that was a big thing that was pushing me away from wrestling. After I lost the title and was going through weight gain, the office actually pulled me aside and was like, "What's going on? You need to lose a few pounds." I was like, "I'm trying." It was really hard. Looking back, I was really just running from the feeling of inadequacy. This a feeling not fulfilled. When I left, I was sad to leave, but I always was like, I don't understand what this is to me. I don't understand how to keep doing it, how to keep playing the game and be happy on the inside. I had just re-signed. I still had like 2 years left on my contract when I asked for my release in early 2014, and I was just super quiet about it because it took me a long time to really process all of it. Everything happened in such a short time. With him preferring his pro wrestling students to join WWE over AEW, Rikishi said this on his Off the Top podcast. "I've always wanted you kids to go to WWE. WWE is our home. We have a good relationship with the WWE and it's always going to be there. I don't care what new company comes up. Another new company comes up 2-3 years from now. WWE will never go anywhere," said the veteran star. So at the end of the day, when we get these extras, when they request for extras, I love to take some of you kids there so you've experienced that, to where you go and you let them see how everything works behind the scenes. When it comes to his perspective on what killed WCW as a promotion, former president of the company, Eric Bischoff, said this on his 83 Weeks podcast. "Given the fact that I led the charge to acquire WCW, it's a fascinating conversation. The other thing that cleared up in my mind, which is the only thing that matters to me right now on this topic, is that in my mind, the issue is resolved. Was it slippery? Was it shady? Were there things done or said? Was the timing creative? Yes. Do I think there were conversations that probably people hoped would never come to light? Yeah. But do I think it was as nefarious of an acquisition as I was allowed to believe based on all the other murky circumstances? I don't think so." From Stu's perspective, and I'm going to butcher this background, so forgive me for that, they were willing to pay a lot of money the first time around for WCW. Initially, there were 2 deals, one with Turner Broadcasting, which was shut down by Viacom when WWE was on Viacom. Viacom did not want any more wrestling programming, and because of the contract between Viacom and WWE, WWE couldn't air its programming on competitive networks. So Vince got his hand slapped and was told, "No, you can't do that." That deal died. At the San Diego Comic-Con, Mercedes Moné would have this interaction with fans.
Oh my God! Shut up! Come on. Get this guy out of here! It pissed me off.
Taking to X, Johnny Gargano showed off a video of Tommaso Ciampa being trained to hit an RKO.
I don't get it. Why are we here? We're here at the WWE Performance Center because you know what really grinds my gears? Right? Your gears. That's not Randy. That's a dummy. Randy is no dummy. He's gonna hear you coming. So Kevin gave us great advice last week. You gotta be quiet. So we're here today because I'm gonna be a good friend and I'm gonna help you. You're on board. For now, yes, I'm on board. For this week, I'm on board, yes. We're a team. We are a team, yes. We're going to be tag team champions. Yeah. We're going to rep this out. We're going to train. We're going to get him. We're going to get you that RKO. We're going to train. I'm going to help you train. Let's do it. Epic training montage time.
Don't scream at the top of your lungs from out of nowhere before you do it. Oh,
No, again. No, move it. You move it every time. Again. Oh, no. You had a ball. You had a ball and you threw it. You hurt you up. Again, do it again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Slither. You're a snake. He's a viper. He's the apex predator. He's over there tying his shoes. He's low to the ground. Quiet. Snakes are quiet. You go bounce. There you go. You gotta stay fit, watch what you eat, and you gotta be quiet. You never know when your next RKO is gonna be. There you go.
I'm going to put it to the test. Just like in practice. This could take 100 times. We could be here all night. But it's time. You ready? Are you ready? Go get him.
If you can RKO this random guy, you'll be ready for Randy. You did it. You did it. You got him. He might be dead. But hey, you got him. You RKO'd him. Smart.
He's not moving.
No.
Nah, just get out of here.
We should leave.
Let's go.
Going over controversy that The Rock has found himself a part of, Ringside News noted that The Rock has faced several controversies recently, with WWE fans viewing him as someone who calls his own shots. Now, as a member of the WWE Board of Directors, he is at the center of a new controversy involving his Pro Football League and the United States Army. According to Military.com, the Army invested $11 million in The Rock's UFL Football League to boost enlistment numbers. However, internal documents and emails reviewed by the site indicate that the investment did not yield any new recruits and may have even hindered recruitment efforts. The agreement required The Rock to serve as a brand ambassador for the Army, posting a specific number of Army-related messages on his social media accounts. However, the Army claims he did not meet this obligation, having only made 2 posts instead of the 5 that were expected, each valued at $1 million. The United States Army is experiencing regret over an $11 million marketing deal with the UFL. The investment, intended to boost enlistment numbers, may have had the opposite effect. We'll have to see if The Rock does anything to make things right with the Army, but he apparently didn't follow through on this deal. The Army is now seeking to recover $6 million from the UFL. Laura DeFrancisco, a spokesperson for the Army, stated they are working with the UFL to determine the final cost. Despite this, the UFL and The Rock's publicist have not responded to requests for comment. Colonel Dave Butler, a spokesperson for George, told Military.com in a statement, he said that it's unfortunate and this deal is not what they expected from the Jumanji star. In terms of The Rock, it's unfortunate he was pulled away at a time when we expected him to be present with us to create content for his social media channels, but we're working with the UFL to rebalance the contract. The Rock remains a good partner to the Army. The Army staff had initially warned about the partnership, citing high financial costs and low viewership, but the deal was ultimately approved by General Randy George, the Army Chief of Staff. The internal report also highlighted communication issues with the UFL and a lack of confidence in future deals with the league. As a result, the Army is now seeking to recover $6 million of their investment. The deal also included UFL players wearing Army branding during games. Neither the United Football League nor Johnson's publicist has responded to requests for comment. It appears the son of former WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, Shane, has met with AEW's Tony Khan, with Ringside News writing that AEW CEO Tony Khan recently had a private meeting with Shane McMahon, sparking speculation about potential collaborations. The meeting took place on Monday, July 29th, 2024, in an office at a private Arlington airport. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful confirmed the meeting, reporting that Khan and McMahon discussed possibilities moving forward. This appears to be their first meeting, as Khan had been open to speaking with McMahon, but had not previously had the opportunity. Khan has expressed a willingness to work with Shane McMahon, making it clear in discussions that he was open to the idea. According to Sapp, Khan has been receptive to using McMahon in AEW for several weeks. However, those involved with AEW were not aware of the specifics of the meeting. Publicly, Tony Khan has spoken favorably about Shane McMahon in a recent interview on the Maggie and Perloff show. Khan mentioned that McMahon was welcome to stop by at any time and described him as a really nice guy. Additionally, Khan told Sports Illustrated that he has a lot of respect for McMahon as an executive and a professional wrestler, and that he is always welcome in AEW. Shane McMahon has been absent from WWE since WrestleMania 39 in April 2023, where he suffered a quad injury during a match against The Miz. It was reported in June 2024 that McMahon was not under any contract with WWE, a fact confirmed by WWE. WrestleVotes added that, asked a longtime WWE employee friendly with Shane for thoughts on the Tony Khan picture. The response, Shane's as smart as they come. Taking a preliminary meeting doesn't surprise anyone here. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.